do I go?
And we're back. Round 4.
Back to round 4. So we've got a cool matchup on our feature table at the moment. It is going to be Trent Pearce running his signature Han Ray deck,
yep.
which is just taken to the top 8 of our local league.
Yes.
Up against Nick running Palpatine.
EPALP.
EPALP, yep.
So
awesome.
Should be a very interesting match, actually.
Yeah. I do think it's a cool matchup. I've played it myself. I was a Han Ray player last season, and I've seen it. Well, we saw it on stream as well. Recently with League, we've got some matchups like that, and it is really easy for it to go either way.
Yeah, definitely.
Depending on how the decks are built and the players play them.
EPALP is a deck, man. It's I hadn't played it until recently, and I gave it a whirl actually the other night, and man, it's deceptive.
Yeah, it does a lot of damage. It just does consistent damage and has good removal.
It just does a lot.
Han's great at surviving and weathering that damage.
Yeah.
He can generate shields as much as he wants.
Yeah, I imagine the game's going to go fairly long.
Yeah, I would say so too. It'd be good to see.
The crush too on Han's going to come.
Oh yeah, it's very relevant.
Play a big part in this matchup actually. Not allowing the rise against is going to be a big part of the game. Yeah,
it'll be cool to see.
So we'll probably jump across if the table's ready to go. We might. Here we go. So we'll jump right in here. So we'll take a look at Trent's list first.
Oh boy, I'm seeing that planned explosion there in Trent Pearce's list, and I want to see that Palp die to it.
I've tried talking out of it so many times, and he always gets value from it, so maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, look, I'm not a fan of the card either, but I just want to see Palp get blown up. That would be so cool.
It's not a standard. It's a little far from a standard Han Ray deck. I mean, he plays a few different things. It's he plays a few different cards that not always in a lot of them. Like, I mean, he's got a bowcaster in there, which is definitely a little different. Obviously, he's got the plane explosion. He's got one hold on, which I don't think many of them play. Like, it's almost a little bit more survival based.
Yeah, which is important. Hanray can do that well, and it also has a very customizable upgrade suite. You can play cards like bowcaster, handcrafted light bow, and they will sort of fit naturally in the deck because of Ray. Yeah. And it does generate lots of resources because Ray has 2 sides with resources, one of them being modified, and Han also has 2. So if you take a turn off from damage, you can just build up some resources and hit them harder next turn while surviving. That's the key focus of the deck.
Yeah, so we'll also jump over and have a look at Nick's EPALP. So look, that's different. Okay, so there's a couple of different cards there, actually. First thing I noticed is the 2 swiftnesses.
I'm a huge fan of swiftness in EPALP, man.
That's awesome.
So the play is you swiftness, you use the force, you change your die to 3 damage, and then you either deal it or you no mercy it or something. It's very cool. Yeah.
That's really cool.
It's a little bit resource hungry, but if you can pull it off, it's really cool.
The list I was trying... So just a bit of an update on the match, actually, though. Trent winning the role, so it'll be his choice of battlefield.
Which will be Starship Graveyard,
I believe he'll choose Starship Graveyard. But yeah, I mean, other than that, it's pretty standard die removal stuff. It's a little removal light, if anything. I think Nick plays a bit more of an aggro-y kind of list.
Yeah.
A few more upgrades.
That's where the swiftness comes in. Like, so he's got, Deflect, Feel, High Ground... There's still a fair bit of control. It's half the list.
The list I was playing had a few more. I liked it with a few more. But either way, we'll jump back over the match. And see where the action's at. So far, Han's rolled in. Han has had a die... No. Han's... What? What's happened? Negotiate. No. Han rolled in. Palp rolled in. Han negotiated.
Oh, brutal.
Palp lost 2 dice.
Just shut down Nick's turn.
Han claimed a resource, and we're here.
All right, so now Trent's got his whole turn with Ray.
Yeah.
Nick is sitting on a little bit of removal. He's got a Deflect, which is dead against Ray, and... I saw some upgrades as well.
No turn one Holocron is a bit rough. Choosing to not play the upgrade, like not play a lure there, in lieu of interesting, in lieu of holding up some removal, I think.
Yeah.
Lure power cost 2, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So he could have played the lure, chose not to. He's going to hold up the Deflect and the Isolate, and then I feel he's happy to let the turn go by and. He's just going to
Was that a claim from Nick? Yeah.
Okay, interesting. I probably would have played the Lure of Power there, personally, just to save, because Trent isn't claiming or passing. Trent's doing something regardless. I think I play the Lure of Power and not have to worry about playing it next turn.
Yeah,
It's one less card.
I'd agree.
It's one less card in your hand.
It's possible that he's like reserving that to build up to a Rise again, hoping that he can see a Holocron in the meantime.
Maybe, but I think you need to get some pressure going early.
Yeah.
I don't think you can,
I agree.
I don't think you can rely on just a one Rise again. That said, though, he does have the goal of the Rise again is to not only heal 5, but also put that there Force Lightning that's sitting in the bin back into play.
Very true. Just to reflect, that was an awesome first turn by Trent, rolling in Han straight away. It's a play you see on villains whenever they roll in their, the character they don't normally roll in first. It's like, all right, he doesn't like you.
Yep.
But Trent just plays Negotiate, shuts down Nick's whole turn, and then slaps Palpatine across the face with Ray. And moves to the second
so there's
turn.
the Plan Explosion in hand.
Oh, I think he had that from turn 1, didn't he?
Oh, man. Plan Explosion on Palp's going to be huge. Though interesting, it's only 2/3 of his health. So Pelt rolls in. This is a bit of a lackluster game from Nick here. Like, no upgrades on Pelt yet. Although not a huge amount of damage taken, so no one at a huge advantage or disadvantage yet. So Nick's just going to resolve the shields, play the long game.
Yeah. Whenever you roll something with Palp, I think you always resolve it.
So that's going to be a lost
damage.
cat and mouse to remove the remaining dice. So now I think at this point, if you're Nick, you need to get some gear in. You need to get something in play. You need to do something. 2
dice is just too easy to mitigate.
Yep. You need to start putting some pressure up.
Yeah.
He's got 4 resources. He's going to play the Lure? Yeah. So he's got the Lure of Power. I agree with this. He still holds up the Deflect and the Isolate that he has in hand. So if he's worried about anything huge, the thing with Ray, her damage just isn't that high.
No.
It's consistent. It's fairly consistent, but it's not high.
Ray's not there for your main source of damage. That's what Han's there for. But he's been focusing on keeping Palp in check for the moment.
Yep.
We're seeing Improvisation, an awesome key card in Han Ray, I believe.
Yep.
It gives Han a shield when it comes down.
Yes.
There's ambush.
Yep.
And you can use it to remove a blank die to reroll instead of discarding a card.
Yeah, because Han needs its cards.
Exactly. Like you often, previously, we're seeing the Lure of Power on Nick's side. Previously, you see second chance loop decks go for a long time. That's where Improvisation came in. I still think it's awesome since you want to play a bunch of cards on Ray. You want to use a bunch of removal, and you still want rerolls.
Yep.
And so Improvisation fills that slot.
Yeah, it's a great card. I think Nick claimed a bit prematurely there.
Yeah.
He's sitting on an Isolate and a Deflect. I don't think he had to claim. Trent was definitely going to play a few more actions that game. I mean, he just took 3 from Han that he definitely could have deflected had he not claimed as early as he did. So I understand wanting to take the claim a bit, the ability to claim away from Trent. I just think he's maybe claiming a little bit premature.
Yeah, I'm inclined to agree with you on that. We do see Nick does play cards like High Ground, so he does care a lot about claiming.
Yeah,
but, it is possible that he should try and be a little bit more greedy and hold that a second action.
Maybe just judge it a little bit more. I mean, sometimes getting the claim ability off is not better than preventing damage.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like sometimes you just, sometimes you don't. Sometimes you need to give up the battlefield. Basically, it's a trade off.
So Trent playing an ambush card on Ray, doing the thing.
Yep.
We can still see he actually held the planned explosion from turn 1.
Yeah, he's going to hold on to it.
So he's going all in on it. He wants to do it.
He's got enough dice. Like,
give Twitch a show.
Currently in play, there are enough dice.
All right, seeing 3 resources potentially, if you'd like them.
Yes.
What can he play off that? He's got the handcrafted Lightbow. He can also rip it off Destiny.
Yeah, Destiny's a big one here too. Destiny's huge. I think he might be inclined to just Destiny. He's going to play... So what's he going to do here? Yeah, he's going to Destiny.
No, I think you just get the resources because you've got them.
Oh, no, it's just going to claim.
Yeah.
He's just going to claim. Okay. Yep, might as well just take the resources. Bird in the hand, as they say.
Oh, is that Abandon All Hope being played? So that makes Trent forced to lose all of his resources or discard all of his hands. Yeah.
Very playable card in this deck. Yeah.
Destiny would have been better there, hey?
Yeah, Destiny would have been way better. Not a card you're going to play around. So now Nick gets the value from the deflect he's been holding on to. Going to hit Han with that one. Interesting. Okay. So I think Nick's plan. So Nick's going. So by going after Han, he's definitely going for the longer plan here. So he's expecting Han 2 second chance, but in the whole time he's dealing damage to Han, the 2 damage is going to be getting splashed, and eventually, you would have done so much damage by killing Han that you've also killed Ray.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's the right choice.
I agree.
And you can just blitz Ray.
Exactly. And you can just all of a sudden no mercy Ray for whatever.
Exactly.
and the damage on Han hasn't been wasted.
All right, there are 2 holocrons in Nick's hand now. Seeing them a little bit late for comfort, but
still fine.
it's still good to have.
Yeah, look, he's not under that much pressure. He's taken 4 damage, but he has 2 shields. He could very likely get off of... if he doesn't do it this turn, he could very easily get a Rise Again off next turn if he sees it. So there's a big upgrade for Trent.
Cool. So Ray currently has 2 actions. He overrid a holdout blaster and then overrid again with 1 with the Force.
Yep.
They're rolling in here, possibly using the 2 focus, then resolving, or just rolling in Han.
Yeah, so rolls in Han.
Yep.
Now probably... Oh, so Han shows 2 crush, 2 damage. Nick looking at an isolate... So his two sources of removal here are going to be isolate and doubt. So he's just going to isolate the 2 damage. I agree with this. You don't want to doubt a Han die because it can always get worse.
Yeah.
Now he's going to have to doubt that's a worse card to doubt, but rewarded.
Pays off.
Yeah, that one actually has 2-3 damage sides. Yep. But pays off nice. Can't isolate it. So correct sequencing there by Nick. Now Nick looking at 2 holocrons and a mind probe, so he very much wants to get the mind probe in play.
Yeah.
I expect him to probably play both.
Oh no! Trent seeing the holocron, immediately firing off the discard from Ray and hitting its target, the mind probe.
I think I don't play the second holocron in that spot.
Yeah, I'd save it for a reroll. 100%.
I think I hold on to it.
Yeah. Worst case scenario, you play it at the end of turn.
Yeah, worst case play
because you're not getting any value out of it if it's on the board.
I mean, sure, the reroll is definitely... Sorry, the focus...
It does have a focus,
The focus is relevant, but I don't know if that's enough to play it in that situation.
Well, who needs a reroll, Marcus? Look at that.
So that's 5 damage on Pelp with a Lure of Power. So that's going to be... That's a Loth Cat and Mouse.
Unpredictable, rerolling it into the 2 discard.
Discard, ambush, shield for Han. I don't know if he picked it. No, he's going to ambush claim.
Yeah, he got the shield on there, I think.
He did grab the shield?
It was one from holdout, one from that.
Nick's going to immediately fire off the discard 2. Doesn't feel bad. Empty your opponent's hand, deal 2 damage.
Yep.
And then he's going to deal 2 damage and 2 damage. So we'll just while this is being wrapped up, we'll jump across to feature match number 2. So this one we have Elite Ray, Elite Chewbacca. Oh,
wow.
Oh, spicy. Versus Snap Bays. So Snap Bays.
This is the shame we saw in the last game. Playing on feature table number 2.
Yeah, look, Carl definitely has made an impact with this list. A lot of people picking it up. Now Andrew Jones, let's talk about a list. Let's talk about a list.
Oh boy.
So we have an Elite Ray,
yes,
which is great. We have an Elite Chewbacca.
Yes.
Now, what exactly is his Chewbacca's
So Chewbacca
ability?
has a mix of ranged and melee sides. One of them is a pay side, I believe. His ability is to change an opponent's die to a die showing damage, and then deal that damage to them. Right. So it leaves the die in the pool, but it does it to them. And you can see he's playing 2 copies of race stuff in this list.
Oh.
So the combo is to resolve specials.
Yep.
Use Chewbacca to change it to damage, deal it to them, then use race stuff to remove it.
Oh. And so he's got it's a 1 gun, 2 gun for 1 resource, 2 melee, 1 resource, 1 and a special, and 12 health. He's pretty tanky. He's the
cheapest source of health, I reckon. Like he's 12 points
tanky
at non-elite, 15 for elite. It's 12 for 12.
Yep. We're also seeing an Ascension goes down there though to...
Oh no.
Goes down there to a hit and run.
A bunch of guns.
Hit and run and guns. Damn. Oh.
So it looks like Ray facing up against close to full health. Baze and Snap.
Yeah, Baze Snap.
That's rough to lose Chewie so early.
Also, but Chewie had I was about to comment on Chewie's Ascension gun there, and I imagine that the battlefield... What's the battlefield?
It's actually Starship Graveyard.
Oh.
I think it's to get back some of
it would be Carbon Freezing Chamber. So the ability on the Ascension gun is to use the battlefield ability of the battlefield that is not currently being played. So in this case, the special would have been remove one of Shane's dice, which would have been.
Do you reckon
he's
running that as a one-off in the case that he comes up against lists like Shane's where he can abuse it?
It's also just a really good. It's just a really good gun.
It is.
It's good value.
Sorry, no, it's a really good equipment.
It's not a gun. Why would an Ascension gun be called a gun?
No.
Yeah, it's just a really good equipment. We'll jump back to our feature match. Maybe check in on that one in a second.
All right, what happens here? Ray has taken 6 damage. Han's taken 5 with a second chance on him.
We missed it, boys. All right, so that looks like a bunch of stuff got resolved.
All right. And Palp's sitting there with another 4 damage in the pool.
So it looks like we saw a deflect get fired off.
Yep, so deflect in the bin there and an isolate.
And there's definitely a 3 damage Pelp die that was resolved. There's a Lure of Power sitting there with another 3 damage Pelp die. Trent looks like he's empty-handed.
He must be. See, it looks like Nick used the focus on his holocron.
Jeez, so that's 4 damage, splashing 2.
Yep.
I think so. Right now, you deal out 4 damage to Han.
You kill Han.
No, you can't
kill the second chance. Sorry.
So
no, he's 1 off.
No, he's
shield. Yeah, 2 off.
So it'd be 2 off, but that doesn't matter because you put Han in range 2, which and enforce the damage to be split. You're not under pressure right now. You've still got 10 health.
It makes your next turn a lot more threatening.
Exactly, because the splash damage means that you could potentially kill Han through his second chance, or you can kill Han and Ray simultaneously.
Yes. Oh.
Looks like he's just going to kill Ray. Okay.
All right. So dealing 4, killing Ray.
I don't know if I agree. I honestly don't know if I agree with that. I'd get greedy.
Giving him the action with 1 with the Force is...
I'd get greedy. I'd split it. Yep. I don't think you're under enough pressure to have to do that. But nonetheless, that's what's happened.
It's hard to say. Killing Ray there means that Bowcaster comes over to Han and 1 with the Force sticks around.
Yep. And
so killing her first isn't necessarily the most valuable thing. But
look, it's a contention, right? Yeah. We've discussed this many times. Is that every player that plays this game is always going to disagree on something. In this case, I guess we disagree with Nick, but
Nick, Ray's threatening.
Exactly.
You could just give 3 extra actions to Trent and let him take out that turn.
The outcome. So if Ray potentially next turn, he gets an ambush weapon. He rolls in and does 5, 10, 8, whatever.
I understand both sides of the argument.
Exactly. I agree. I think I'm aware that my line would be greedy, but I would take it.
Yeah. So seeing Trent rip a second chance off the top here.
Yep.
Means that he can keep Han in it for a bit longer.
Yep.
But it looks like Nick has managed to get the ball rolling, getting Pelp escalating.
Yeah, so
seeing some damage.
He's in a good spot here. So that's 3 damage on the 1 with the Force. So that's some mind bullets. Trent immediately going for the reversal.
Ooh.
Going to reverse the 3 onto the
nice.
Pelp. Oh, that's massive.
Yeah.
So Pelp takes 3. Trent doesn't take 5. Jeez. I think now if you Pelp, I think you resolve the shields. That's a massive swing. That's 8 damage.
For 3 resources. I'll pay that any day.
Yep.
Yeah.
So resolving shields here doesn't feel too bad. Now, of note, Nick does have enough money for Rise Again, but I do not believe he has it in hand.
No, it doesn't look like he does. He does have a couple of No Mercies, I think.
What is interesting, though, if that reversal was not in Trent's hands, he was dead. The No Mercy would have killed... the No Mercy... might not have been enough. It might not have been enough.
Close. He did have the shields.
Oh, no, because it wouldn't have mattered because he would have had to have done it in two lots because of the second chance.
Yeah.
So any extra damage is irrelevant.
It looks like Trent is escalating here too. He does have the Heavy Blaster and Bowcaster on Han, which at any point he can replace with the other second chance.
Yes. Yep. The second chances are going to be bouncing for a bit here. Nick very much needs to get the ball rolling, get a bit of damage through, get a couple upgrades in play. He needs to he needs a second. He needs a Rise Again.
Yeah,
straight up needs a Rise Again. So he's I missed that. Sorry, he had the special on the holocron, which he's going to put a force push into play, which is quite strong here. Not as good given the fact there's an improvisation in play.
Yeah. Oh, there's 2 damage off it. That's good.
2 damage. Don't think that's really what he wants though. I think he kind of wants the mitigation.
The blanking, yeah, okay.
I think he wants the mitigation. So there's special on the Bowcaster.
I believe it's just 1 damage at this point.
1 damage to all characters, so it's only ever going to be 1 in this matchup. Now, Nick, considering no mercying the damage here, I think...
He's got a full grip. Oh, he does have the Rise Again at the end of his hand.
Oh, he has the Rise Again. Yep. Oh, I would have played the Rise Again there.
Unless I'm wrong. I could be wrong.
If he had the Rise Again, I feel he wouldn't have taken himself off 5 resources because he could be dead this turn. No, it's a Mind Probe. That's not a Rise Again.
You sure?
Yeah, it's a Mind Probe.
Okay. So Palp sitting on, 6, 7, 8, 9. He's still got 6 health left.
It is a Rise Again?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, apologies. All right, my bad. I thought it looked like a Mind Probe to me. Well, I disagree with... Unless Nick has an extra resource we can't see, I very much disagree with the play there of not just playing the Rise Again for 5.
So he's probably on the line of No Mercy with 4 cards, so it's 6 damage coming out, which isn't...
I think you're better off... Because you're granted it didn't happen, but imagine if Han crushed here, you're in a This turn is worse. Next turn is worse.
Yeah.
So he.
Yeah, Rise Again feels like the play, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think Rise Again was just correct. He's being rewarded a little bit here. Trent discarded to re-roll. Didn't hit Jack. Nick gonna re-roll.
Well, there's 4 damage showing there. Just 1 short of popping the second chance.
Yeah, 1 short. Which he is he. I don't know. This is. I don't know. It's a bit blurry for me at this point. I'm not exactly sure what Nick's planning, to be honest. But Han with the reroll. There's the damage.
Oh wow,
that is dead.
That's 8 damage.
That's 8 damage, and that is why he should have played the Rise Again. I
think he was just going for he wanted to push through Han's second chance. It's very intimidating to see that down.
Yeah,
but we see Trent get rewarded by that.
It can happen. You've got 3 dice in the pool that all have 3 damage.
Exactly.
On them.
Yeah.
I mean, and a 1 with the Force, like it's and multiple rerolls, like
for sure.
Either way.
Well, congratulations to Trent for making it through to round 5.
Type play
coming out on 3-1.
Yep.
We'll pop over to the second table
we'll jump
here.
To the second table. I believe the match is still in progress, so we can. There we go.
All right. So Ray's been putting up a fight, took down Baze on her own. She's at half health, loaded up with 2 knives and a light bow.
This is big. So Snap, we've discussed this before in previous matches. Snap's damage is low at best. He can do 2 damage.
Sorry, we're looking at 8 damage on board. That's a dead Snap if Shane doesn't have any answers.
Of note.
Defensive position.
Of note also is we can't see it, there's a C-3PO, but above that is a planetary uprising.
Oh, wow.
Against 1 character, that's really good.
Yeah.
Maybe if we can just get the planetary uprising brought more into the shot there, so it's a bit more obvious that it's in play. There we go. Much better. Cool. All right, sweet. So there is a wingman on as we shuffle around everything. There is a wingman on Snap. It doesn't matter. It does nothing.
It's intimidation. It's like, look at all these upgrades I have.
It's like the goggles. It does nothing. It's fine. So
who's your bet on here, man? Like I could see Ray just rolling in and destroying Snap.
I think Ray has the best chance at winning this, but definitely Shane. Without knowing what's in Shane's discard pile, I can already say I know that there's two defensive positions in there. I mean, if Shane still has a field medic or 2, if he has 2 field medics, he's in a great spot.
Because Ray is on a 3-turn clock at least.
Oh, yeah.
Or a 2-turn clock if he can find 1 damage.
I was going to say, but let's also not rule out the fact that he could play a second planetary uprising.
Yeah.
If Shane was to play a second planetary uprising here, it's almost game over.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's just going to immediately. So Snap hasn't rolled in yet.
Yeah.
That's fine. There's no point leaving him with a C-3PO die. The threat of just being able to remove that die and turn anything into whatever you need it to be is rather scary.
So we're seeing nothing yet here on Snap. There's a +2 on the Baby Blaster.
Nothing of relevance. I think. Okay, so he's going to deflect relevant. He's going to deflect there. Still has the resource to claim as well, which is very relevant.
Yeah.
I think if you're Shane here, you claim.
Yeah, 2 damage is more than you can do on your. You can do 2 on Snap dice, but it's not going to be good.
I think you just claim.
Yeah.
2 damage is fixed. Andrew can't do anything else. I don't believe there's literally nothing Andrew can do with 1 resource and no more dice to roll. Yeah, you just claim. Yep. Type play. Deals 2, puts Ray to 7. Which gives him the ability again, let's not rule out the cards like hit and run.
Oh yeah, hit and run could just do 3 damage to Ray.
Hit and run
yeah.
If even if it doesn't do 3 damage, 1 damage, Andrew has to claim.
Claim. Yeah,
Andrew has to. Andrew then immediately.
And you've got the rest of your turn to search for the 2 damage.
Yep.
Gotcha.
1 damage. The game is essentially won by Shane, I believe.
So I'm seeing a dug in. Oh, and a guerrilla tactics in Shane's hand.
That's also super relevant. No hit
guerrilla
and run.
Tactics actually wins in the game.
Hit and run into a guerrilla tactics would be nice, but he doesn't need it.
Guerrilla tactics removes a dice and he claims and does 3.
Oh, he's got the win. He's got the win in hand. Andrew doesn't.
So okay. So Andrew's got 2 actions now to find it.
Andrew's got
coming down to the wire. So Ray rolling in with every weapon in the galaxy, trying to find 6 damage in this 1 action, and she has 1, 2, 3, and it looks like she's missed it. She's got 1 more action. I'm not sure that she can get any resolving in at the same time.
No, unless there's something.
She's looking at guard, but no blue dice with melee Lothcat.
No way to remove all the dice.
Yeah, nothing here is going to stop Shane's guerrilla tactics victory.
He has any way to gain a shield or anything? I mean, you can fire off the discard. That would be a real heads-up play. Yeah, look.
If you don't think about cards like Guerrilla Tactics, but
improvisation
I think it's...
gets ambush, has another action. I think the wheels are spinning a bit at the moment.
Sorry, the card I'm talking about is Guerrilla Warfare. I've been spewing the wrong word for the last 5 minutes.
Yeah, sorry. Guerrilla Warfare. It is ambush, 0 cost, remove a red die to deal 1 damage to a character.
Yep.
In this deck, it's incredible. It does lots of things, but in this situation, it wins the game.
Yes.
Remove a red die, deal 1, and off the ambush action, claim.
All right, so Andrew, re-rolling into...
Enough? No,
3, 4, 5.
Close to enough damage,
close to enough, but it doesn't matter. Shane just
has to do Guerrilla Tactics and then immediately claim, and he's seen it.
And there it is.
Yep. So that'll deal 1 damage, that'll put Ray to 8, and then off the claim, it deals 2.
Oh, down to the wire there. Andrew Jones losing Chewie early, but coming back with a fully jacked Ray with all the weapons.
Yeah,
fighting against Snap and his tricks.
Almost bringing it back, but Shane tying it up there, demonstrating the consistency of the mono red.
Exactly.
Right, well.
2 awesome games to see.
Yeah, good. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, very great conclusions.
Great variation in the meta we're seeing.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, well, obviously still similar decks doing well, but different decks.
Yeah.
You know, that's our round 4 finished. We got round 5 coming up. We actually have a lunch break until 1:30 local time, so we'll be back. Spot on 1:30
for the start of round 5.
For the start of round 5, and we'll have round 5, 6, and through to top 8. Thanks, guys.